And welcome back. Today we'll be looking at this choke point right here. 2 days ago, actually, we got 896 out of 990. If you remember, 3 days ago we tripped up on blue water right at the end. As you can see here, again, our nemesis, blue water right at the end there, kind of tripped us up. But still, 896. That's a boatload of points. And there were some real quality hits on this one. Starting off with TN Bob on Quantum. As I've been saying in this little series on operations attack, guys, one of the keys is when you're in a 10-man team and you're facing 6 bases, obviously the math dictates that some of the bases have to be soloed. Speed this up to double time here. And this is a very well executed attack by Bob here with Alzuka. Flares to an intermediate point right there. And then to the eventual kill zone. We'll finish this off at regular speed. This is the way to hit Quantum literally every time. The placement of some of the rockets like these might alter a little bit. These shock launchers up here are always there. So your shock pattern, once you get down the pattern of how to do this, and as you see there, that rocket launcher, actually he needed the second shock on there and he threw it perfectly, saved enough GBE. I believe Bob's a guy who does have 7 GBE, and so GBE and troop damage is the name of the game there, and that was a magnificent solo. Because you know, if you can't solo base, then you're going to need another hit on it. If you burn another hit, that's going to be one less hit you have potentially on another base. Okay, next up is me. This is my solo of Orbifold. This one, you always are looking for where you can position your girls. There's always going to be mines. Sometimes it's in this position up here around 3. Today it was about a 530 position. As you can see, I'm just clearing mines to make my path. I don't want to lose any girls. Now, I do have a troop health masterpiece. I think there's only about 3 of us on the team that have one, though. And it doesn't really buy the girls a lot of extra insurance for anything. But speed this up to double time just for the walk there. So you see I go straight to the, or my flare is straight to the intended kill zone. Bring that back to single speed. And it's literally just a matter of once the girls are there, flare the core, and then drop those shocks as fast as you can. Now I was couldn't get to those flamethrowers quite in time. Did lose a few girls, but because of the massive amount of troop damage and as well as that very valuable 40% extra boost, Orbifold goes down. Now that was a 5 shocker. Again, depending on the positioning, sometimes you'll have 4, sometimes you'll have 5. The layout changes a little bit, but Orbifold, even though it looks, you know, it's a 236 point base, it is definitely, as I proved, because I am the weakest attacker on our team, it can definitely be soloed there. Okay, here's SD on Complex. And if memory serves, he is going to, yes, he's going to start off with Spark, clearing defenses, clearing the beach. He's going to try to set up the next attacker so that he doesn't have to burn a whole bunch of smoke in the beach, because he's going to need it. Complex is a very long walk up to the core. And as you can see here, just virtually a textbook clinic on how to use Spark to target defenses and eliminate them. He's going to follow this with I believe it's a 2-6 heavy Zuka. The heavy's providing, of course, the meat shield, and the Zuka's literally clearing everything else. Couple of shocks there, clearing that. And you see, by clearing out the rockets, the flamethrowers, and these machine guns. The beach is now clear. The landing will not have to be smoked. And the rest of it now. I know he's trying to get to that rocket, but a little bit low on the GBE there. Still a very nice execution on Complex. It definitely set up the next attack. Fingers with a setup attack on low point. Now, I know you've heard me say it. Team Ed, can't do it in ops. However, because I actually did the note on this one myself, when I looked at this layout, I looked at it and I said, you know what? Because of the sheer amount of rockets, because of the absence of boom cannons in our kill zone, this is a base that actually can be hit with tanks and Grens. And you'll see here, we'll go double time on this one. Fingers did a terrific job. This was actually the right call for using tanks. Now, all you tank lovers, don't get excited. In our 5-day stretch, this was the one and only time that anyone in this task force got to use tanks. So it's extraordinarily rare, but it did fit here. And as you can see, he's just continuing. You want to go up and get all those rockets, because the next attack, the kill attack here, is going to be with Zukas at the 6 o'clock position. We'll go quad speed here, because you'll see here that there's not a great deal that Grens and tanks can do. As you see here, even at 4 times speed, that shield is barely going down. This is the exact reason you don't want to be a tank lover, that you need to use Zukas to finish off a base like this. It's just, you saw here, in a minute and a half, the shield barely budged. And the girls will come in with their, the other thing is, you've got, 12 to 14 tanks, 10, 15 Grens. You can bring 104 Zukas to the party. And with their extra DPS, it's really the way to fly. All right, next up is Armadillo, which was double teamed by Jersey Spartacus. Our leader with 2 accounts there. He actually has 5, because he is a Boom Beach fanatic, as well as one of, if not the best heavy Zuka player we've got. We'll start off quick and slow it down once you get to the kill zone. So as you can see, they're smoking them up. This is a tough placement of where to place these. And as you see there, the 1 smoke up in the front for the heavies, 2 for the girls, because they will spread. And then it's just a matter of shocking things behind you so your girls don't get bombarded. And just blast it down, blast it down. Now, there was that mortar, but, you had a laser on the other side. This was nearly, if that laser hasn't fired, nearly a solo. A remarkably good effort, though. Far, far better than anything I could have produced there. And again, this was one, though, which we looked at it, we figured it would need the second attack, which we did. And Jersey comes in here again. Oh, so weak. He just, you see, when the core so weak, you didn't even have to use trips. He just farmed a little bit of the cells and defenses down there, was able to take it down. That's how close to a solo that was. Complex. Now, because SD cleared the beach, Bix, who's literally a Terminator assassin, comes up here. Doesn't need any smokes yet. Now he does. And he's also going to flare to that 9 o'clock position. Sometimes Complex, you hit it from this side. Sometimes you hit it right in that 12 noon position. If you look at where the rockets are, this base, it just made a lot more sense to hit it from this side. And Bix did a remarkably good attack here. Just needed the 1. Well, that mortar has a little bit of range, but you see the core still definitely went down. Nice hit by Bix, and nice setup by SD there. Okay, next up is stump on low point. As you can see, this is literally taking candy from a baby. Nothing is on you at all. So this is just literally a pure, just annihilation there. And that is all credit due to the setup there. And then blue water again, our nemesis. And as you can see, it's just a tough layout. It's a tough one to get the to get in one hit. Okay, so smoke into the 3 o'clock position. Slow that down to single speed. Now, under normal conditions, usually with a hookah attack, you'll kind of do the triangle smoke, as they called it. Chuck wasn't quite able to do that this time, but yeah, that's okay. Things like that happen. Things like that happen. And then juicers here with a very, very solid attempt to finish it off. This is something which, as we saw yesterday, virtually impossible to solo. And so you're definitely trying to get into a situation here. Now that's a little bit more of the conventional smoke pattern. See, the shocks go out. But yeah, it's just, the shield is just big enough that it's just a big, big, big ask for anybody to try to boom that down. And like I say, if you have just the smallest of errors in either walking up there or throwing shocks, then you can have a little bit of a trip up there. So, but you see there, we save the lowest point base for the end. We still did get the 896, which moves us up the leaderboard almost as much as a 990. And that's kind of the name of the game, guys. It's managing points. If it doesn't look like you're going to be able to take everything down, make sure you're getting the most points possible. And that's why we will always kind of quarantine off the lowest point base in an operation. Okay, that's it for this one, guys, and we'll see you next time.